Hello everybody, this is Jim Feist in Las Vegas, and Hank and I are back. We're going to do another podcast. We're going to touch on a few more NCAA issues, and we're going to talk a little bit about NBA. And I don't know, Hank, if you're following baseball much, but we could talk even about that if you want. So, Hank, welcome aboard again today. We don't ever do two in one day, but we're going to do two today. Good morning again.
Let's talk a little NFL for a moment. What is going on with the Seahawks, where they're just totally dismantling that team? Now they just it's doomsday for them. I think they're gonna. They could be the worst. They could be the worst team in that. Except for the quarterback, they could be the worst team in that division right now.
Well, frankly, other than Arizona, the Rams and the 49ers really look to have. They look like they're going to have really good years. And Arizona has a lot of question marks, as do the Seahawks. So I'm not surprised. I actually think it's a good thing, what they're doing. Their offensive line has been crap. Their defense has had tons of injuries. Ever since Wilson got outside the rookie contract and they had to pay him some big money, they basically had to jettison a lot of high-priced players, and they fell apart. Not totally, but now if they're going to rebuild for the future, they're going to have to get, as does the Patriots, they have to get rid of some of these high-priced people and bring in younger people that can play and they can develop over the next couple of years. So in my opinion, I think what they're doing is good. But I agree with you. They possibly will be, this year, the worst team in that division.
Well, Sherman is going to San Francisco, and then you look at what the Dolphins are doing now. They're gonna let Sue go on top of the move they made with letting their top wide receiver go. So now, but they've got a ton of cap money that they turned up in the last week, getting rid of those two guys. So I guess they're gonna. I don't know what they can do in free agency this year, but they've got a lot of cap money available to them. But they're going from bottom to bottom. I don't know, but what they're saying is they weren't winning with these guys, so they're cutting them loose. The thing is that Mike Tannenbaum is the guy in charge, the guy who took down the Jets, and I just don't have confidence in him, nor do I have confidence in Gase, who when he can't discipline a player, or a player stands up to him, he just cuts him loose. He gets rid of him, and that's what he did with his top. Here he had a receiver who who set a record for yardage in 4 years, and he's gone now. And he's saying, well, he wasn't winning with him, and so he just turned him loose, like he turned loose Ajayi, whom Philadelphia made pretty good use of. I just think the Dolphins are a shambles.
Well, there's other teams that are making, I'm really surprised. I hardly ever say this, but I think that the Browns are starting to make some logical moves that actually look pretty good. And Buffalo, I'm interested in what Buffalo's doing as well.
Well, I don't know what direction Buffalo's going to do with the quarterback position. Their quarterback has now moved on. But Buffalo has got some pretty good strength on defense, and they've got a nice offensive line. They've got a good running game, and they could be a threat.
Who do you think's going to go the first in the draft?
I don't know. I don't even have an opinion about it. You've got these quarterbacks who there are different opinions on. So they could trade it. They could trade out of the spot.
I actually think Cleveland's going to take the running back. That's what I think. I think they're going to take the running back. The NBA, the Cleveland Cavaliers, do not look like they're making any headway whatsoever to straighten out their year.
I think they're in big trouble. I mean, the Lakers crushed them last night.
I know.
One thing about Cleveland is they can't defend against anybody. I mean, teams are running up huge scores against them, and that's not a good thing.
No, they're in trouble. Toronto looks much better. I mean, if even the Celtics could be there. Washington can be there. I don't think the Cavs make the finals this year. I really don't.
Well, we always say Toronto looks good, and they always flake out when they get into the playoffs.
That is true.
I don't have any faith in them.
That is true. Yeah. Anything else on the NCAA card that you want to talk about before we sign off?
Well, I just think that the seedings, it isn't just the teams that were left out, that a couple of them who have legitimate gripes, but the seedings are kind of strange in some of these brackets, and they've got to figure out a way to get a committee that knows what it's doing. It's obviously the one that they have is not.
Well, we've been talking about that for the last 4 decades, and they haven't figured it out yet. So I have little faith.
You know something. You know what's interesting is that the teams that the bracketologists had nailed did very well in the tournaments for the most part. So they're trying to set it up, I think, for Villanova to be the Final Four team, but the other 3 top seeds are going to have trouble, I think.
Well, it's that would basically say you should be betting Villanova to win it all.
You know, you're not going to get any value.
Right now, you're looking at 475. You bet $100, you get 475. That's you're a little over 4 to 1, almost 5 to 1. It's not a great deal. But
and I think you're going to see some pretty good action in the NIT with some of the teams that were ignored by the NCAA seeding committee who were left out. It'll be interesting.
Well, I'm looking forward to the NIT. There's a lot of good teams in there. There's a lot of balance in college basketball this year, and I like that. The NIT, I mean, the rules in the NIT are very different now. They've got some changes that people are going to have to get used to, but it's going to be fun. Hank, I enjoyed talking to you. Everybody out there, Hank's Plays, My Plays are at jimfeist.com. Make sure you go there, sign up, get some of our stuff. We have great articles on there, and of course our podcast. Thanks, Hank. Appreciate it.